Boxing Land? What's up, boxing freaks? Been a while since I've done a video. You know, we've had a lot of matchups, I guess, but you know, every now and then I hit a point where I don't know. I don't know if I get too much of boxing, or I just get bored easily, or I stop caring when I got a lot of other things going on. But I guess it's been a busy year for boxing. Showtime and HBO. I guess some fights are better than nothing. I do have to say that HBO has kicked Showtime's ass. You know, other than Mayweather, Canelo, I really don't see much success over at Showtime. Floyd Guerrero cost Showtime a loss of $12 million. Canelo Mayweather did huge numbers, as it should be. Canelo's a big Mexican star who brings in the majority of the money. Nonetheless, this past weekend, four fight card on Showtime, better known as the Haymon Hype Jobs. Bika, Anthony Durrell, Austin Trout, Lara, somebody else, Devin Alexander, Sean Porter, and then the main event, Paulie Malignaggi, Zab Judah, which I didn't care for. You know, I think both guys are done. You know, Paulie's in his last two fights hasn't looked bad, but then again, you got to consider the opposition. You got to consider that Adrian Broner's a hype job who's fought nothing but small guys with no punching power. You know what I mean? A guy just moving up to welterweight, who in my opinion is very overrated. And then he fought Zab Judah, a guy that sometimes doesn't just show up to fight at all. Zab's been washed up for a while. I didn't make a prediction on it because truth is I didn't know who was going to not show up to that fight, but you know, Paulie outworked him, and Zab basically did absolutely nothing. He just coasted into a decision so that he can collect a paycheck. That same night, it was a great fight, entertaining fight on HBO with James Kirkland and Tapia. And then there was the Rigondeaux Agbeko fight, which Rigondeaux did what he does, shuts people out. I think Agbeko landed less than 60 punches on Rigondeaux the entire fight. I mean, that's crazy skill, crazy defense from Rigondeaux. But the ratings came out, and HBO beat Showtime. And it goes to show, no matter how much hype and marketing Al Haymon puts behind his hype fighters, they're not draws. You know what I'm saying? And my issue with Haymon, why I always blast the guy, is that, you know, he bleeds the networks of their budgets, so that then we don't see other people fighting. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that's fair. But anyhow, thank goodness, you know, there's the Golden Boy HBO Haymon boycott, and HBO's been putting on some great entertaining fights, unlike Showtime. So tonight we see Keith Thurman versus Soto Karass. I don't know, you know, like, I'm not crazy about Keith Thurman, you know what I'm saying? I think the guy fights sloppy, and he just doesn't have a style that I like. He's tough, he can punch, he's got a good chin, and he's resilient, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't like him. I can't identify to him, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what he is, I don't know what he's about in the ring. He's sloppy, he lacks technique, but he's strong. You know, he always comes to fight, he works hard. I give him credit for that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just not a fan of him, I'm not feeling it. Soto Karass, come forward, Mexican, tough, tailor-made for Thurman. But it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear Thurman calling out everybody and their mother after that fight. Thurman, you're a main event fighter. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing your thing and work your way up to be a main event fighter. And then maybe you can start calling out some other names. But I understand it's a business. I understand you want to move up and you want to make some more money. But you got to talk to Al Haymon about that. You know what I'm saying? If he hyped up a hype job like Adrian Broner, I don't see why you know, you can't get built up some more. But you know, do like do like Danny Garcia. You know, Al Haymon was counting Danny out. You know what I'm saying? And Danny proved him wrong and everybody else wrong, and he kept winning. So, you know, do that, and then, you know what I'm saying, you can see some Danny Garcia money. Broner versus Maidana. As much as I dislike Broner, I don't like Broner for so many reasons. I think he's overrated as a boxer. As a human being, I think he's despicable. But I don't let that get in the way of seeing the skills that he has in the rings and what he brings. And I see Marcos Maidana as a slow guy who may have the same reach advantage or shorter, and I just think that with Adrian's style, I think he could pick off a lot of shots, and I think he can counter back with pot shots and sell into a decision. So that's my prediction on tonight's fight. I wouldn't discount completely Maidana, because you just never know what can happen in a fight. You never know how resilient a guy is. You know, you take Provodnikov, even though Provodnikov does some technically sound things that most people, you know, miss out on. But I will say, excuse me. I will say that, like Provodnikov, he's a guy that he lacks certain things, but he makes up with it with his, you know, with his will to win. So, excuse me. So Maidana could be the same thing. It could be a guy that just comes in the ring tonight and refuses to lose. And sometimes you can't beat a guy like that. So you never know. But I will tell you this. If Maidana were to drop Broner, if he were to knock him out, hurt him, you know, expect controversy. There is no way that the powers that be will allow Broner to lose. They're hyping him up as the next big star in boxing. They want to make him a pay-per-view attraction, you know, but there's no way he's gonna lose. He's not gonna lose on the scorecards. You know, say Maidana were to put the beats on him, he's not gonna lose on the cards. So I expect controversy tonight. As always, Al Haymon takes care of the judges and the refs. And you know, people say, oh, do you literally think that he pays them off? Well, hell yeah, it's always been happening. That's a possibility. But what also happens is this: if a ref or if a judge, right, doesn't do what the main, you know, manager and promoter does, then the manager and the promoter will make noise to the commission not to bring that person back on one of their cards. And with all the fights that Golden Boy Promotion and Al Haymon have on Showtime, if you're a ref or you're a judge, you don't want to go against them, because if they ask for you not to show up to any of the fights, you know, you may not have a lot of work. So that's how this thing goes on. You know, we have to ask ourselves, who pays the refs and the judges? And if it's the commission, how much do they pay them? And who pays for their travel? Who pays for their flight? Who pays for their hotel room? Who pays for their meals? You know what I'm saying? Are promoters and managers comping these people? And isn't that a conflict of interest? So anyway, I expect Broner to win by decision. I'm not going to be shocked if there's major controversy. So, you know, stay tuned. Follow me at Twitter at YDKSAB. And for all of you out there, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, and happy holidays to everybody. Peace.